how to start a tornado.
Okay, dearly beloved, we are gathered here today. Water, Denise and Rod on their wedding day, and that's why I'm here. I've been asked to present a toast in honor of both the bride and groom together, mainly because Denise is my sister, and Rod is roughly my age. I think he's a year or two older or so, but he's in that same age category as me. So I'm kind of in the middle of the whole thing here. And I'm going to present a different picture tonight about what's happening with these two. The truth behind the wedding, as it were. Now, before we actually raise our champagne glasses in honor of the couple, I have a few comments to make concerning Rod and Denise and the subject of marriage. Let's begin. Marriage. The final frontier. These are the voyages of the husband and wife, Denise and Rod. Together they will explore a strange new world. They will create new life and start a family with it. They will boldly go where no man should have to go. Marriage. Now, Rod, I've known you now for almost 2 years. I like you. You're a cool, happening kind of cat. Now, on behalf of the entire Rechlo clan, I'm very proud to welcome you to our family as a new member, as I'm sure you are me to your family. Now, you and Denise have taken these marriage courses that prepare you for marriage, telling you what makes it work, what makes it last, well, forget all that garbage. I'm going to give to you the one sacred rule that a man must follow in order to have a perfect marriage. See, today Denise walked down the aisle. She walked up to the altar, and she said, "I do to you." Now, if you see to it that that's the last decision you ever let her make on her own, you know the secret. There was man. And it was real boring. There was a lot of clothes and stuff lying around. God said, we need someone to pick things up. So he took a rib for man. Took the rib that used to go across their stomachs to hold their bellies in, which explains that. And with that rib, he created a new form of human being. He sent her to the man. She walked up to him, and remember, there were no clothes in those days. The man took one look at her and exclaimed, "Whoa, man! Whoa, man! Whoa, man!" Now, this little sideline was just to give you a brief history of the first woman and the first wife. Now let's get back on track. Marriage, to me, brings out the best qualities in people. Qualities that you just don't find anywhere else. I mean, you've got love, warmth, respect, sharing, caring, lying, cheating, beating, it's all there. In fact, marriage, in my own opinion, makes you realize that there's so much good in the worst of us, and so many of the worst of us get the best of us, that the rest of us get married. Now, marriage needs 3 things to work. Love, trust, faithfulness, none of this adultery type of jazz, and sex. Now, first on our marriage checklist is love. See, love is the only thing in life you've got to earn. Everything else you can steal, but we all know that. Now, love makes you do funny things like getting married, for example. But it's obvious, a marriage needs love like a car needs a motor to run. And I can't think of a better example. I don't even have to get into this, because look at these two. I cannot think of a perfect example of 2 people that are as much in love as they are. I think it's great.
Yeah!
Therefore, we've got the first thing on our list checked off, 1 out of 3. Say that for you. So we're on our way. We're a third of the way there. Now, number 2 is trust and faithfulness. Serious business. Statistics show that the man cheats on the wife more than the wife cheats on the husband.
Yeah, right, yeah!
Now, I don't think this is an area of concern, Denise, because Rod has told me several times that he thinks you are 1 in a million. Now, if you find out somewhere down the road that you are, in fact, 1 in several million, panic. But I'm being ridiculous here because, again, look at these two. They're as devoted to each other as were Romeo and Juliet. Abbott and Costello, Batman and Robin, they goes on. 2 out of 3s are happening. 3, sex, sent to the very. Now what's obvious is you've got to be an authority to speak on this subject, so. Now, sex in marriage is not to be confused with sex outside of marriage. 2 completely different things. See, when you're married, you have just as much sex as you had before you were married, only now it's with the same person. Now, sex in marriage is simply the major cause of babies. In fact, actually, that's an interesting point because parents will tell you this, that the best thing about kids, in fact, actually, this is a direct quote from my dad, Edward Herbert Rechlo. He said the only good thing about kids is making them. Edward Herbert Rechlo. Anyways, I'm sure they got this area covered, so 3 out of 3, they got her made, and all we got to do is get them married, which they did today. Now, in fact, Rod's proposal to Denise came as a result of Rule 3 sex, sort of. See, one dark, stormy night, Denise offered Rod her honor. Now, Rod, being a gentleman, honored her offer. So, now, if Denise offers Rod her honor, and Rod honors her offer, that would mean that all night he was on her and off. Let's get married. Now, at first, Rod was hesitant. I don't know the fact. I mean, you know the male mind, always cautious, planning for the future, thinking ahead. But Rod's friends were all for it. They were saying, do it, man. You're perfect. You make a perfect couple. Go for it. And on the other hand, some of Rod's friends said, it's time you got married and found out that happiness ain't the only thing in life. But Rod still had reservations, that male instinct again. He said simply, we've got way too much in common. Denise Rechlo, like her brother Jason, is a highly intelligent, gorgeous, and sophisticated person. But in any case, they got over all pre-marriage blues, and here they are today. Now, all kidding aside for as long as I can manage it, I think you two did a great thing here today, and I hope you continue to make it a great thing. I love you both very much. This is the emotional part here, so bear with me. Actually, in fact, this is probably the first time Denise has ever heard me say that I love her. Publicly, especially because we're notorious for never really having gotten along together when we were growing up. And had I said that before to Rod, people would have wondered about this. Now, I hope you two are very happy together, be considerate towards each other, accept each other for what you are, and Denise, do not point out the fact in later years that the hair he's losing on his head is now growing out of his nose and his ears. Remember the months July through November. The first letters of those months, J-A-S-O-N, July, August, September, October, November. Now, you two have a great promising future ahead of you, and I'm sure you'll always get along. In fact, I'll be over for Sunday dinner, Mondays to Fridays, and make sure you do get along. Take care, God bless, enjoy your night and the rest of your lives together. May the force be with you, live long and prosper. It's over, it's done, it's yesterday's mashed potatoes. Thank you, good night. Here's to you. Get up.
God forbid if I told him 3 months ago. Beautiful. And I think that still deserves another hand because that was...